President Donald Trump was fuming in the Oval Office this morning after he got word that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Special Counsel Robert Mueller were caught in a sting operation, plotting to impeach him. "We now have hardcore evidence that Rosenstein signed off on an illegal deal with Mueller months ago. You'll be shocked to learn just how far these deep state rats will go to remove Trump from power." This is the kind of story that should be leading the news on every media outlet, but the mainstream media is controlled by leftists who hate our president and want him gone. Most people are aware that Paul Manafort, who ran Trump's campaign for 3 months, was targeted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller in the Trump-Russia witch hunt. Manafort is being used as a scapegoat, and all Mueller could find on him were some shady dealings from 2014 when he was working for the Ukrainian president, who he had been hired to help get elected. In fact, the charges are so flimsy that his attorneys demanded Mueller release the orders of his investigative powers in the case to the public, which they knew would incriminate Deputy AG Rod Rosenstein and Mueller. This was a sting operation, and Mueller took the bait. Mueller had no other option but to release the orders from Rosenstein to himself, outlining the specific authority of his investigative powers. These orders had never been seen before. It is Rosenstein who appointed Mueller to conduct this Russian witch hunt, giving the special counsel certain instructions on who and what they could investigate. So, let's backtrack here for more clarity. Mueller is appointed in May 2017, and since Attorney General Jeff Sessions recused himself, it's left to Deputy AG Rosenstein to give Mueller his exact instructions on the scope of investigatory powers. On May 17, 2017, Rosenstein's instructions were to investigate the Russian government efforts to influence the 2016 presidential election. So, there was nothing about President Donald Trump or Trump's campaign. The exact order from the DOJ website reads, Deputy Attorney General Rod J. Rosenstein today announced the appointment of former Department of Justice official and FBI Director Robert S. Mueller III to serve as special counsel to oversee the previously confirmed FBI investigation of Russian government efforts to influence the 2016 presidential election and related matters. The reason Rosenstein could not give Mueller power to investigate Trump is simple. There had been no evidence found that Trump or anyone in his campaign had done anything illegal with Russians or anyone else. Except, we now know, thanks to Manafort's attorneys, that Rod Rosenstein did file a secret scope of investigative powers that included Trump as the target in May 2017. There were 2 orders given to Mueller in May 2017. One the public saw, which did not include anything about Trump being under investigation, and one they kept secret that names Trump as the target of the investigation. Mueller had to produce this secret document to the public yesterday, naming Trump, or his case against Manafort would be dismissed. The secret order says, links or coordination between the Russian government and the campaign of Donald Trump. Matters that may arise from the investigation of the Russian government and the campaign of Donald Trump. And other matters within the scope of 28 CFR Section 600.4a, e. Jurisdiction. This order, including Trump as the target of the investigation, is totally illegal. Why? No evidence ever existed against Trump. Rosenstein was setting up Trump to be impeached. What else could it be? But, it gets worse. In August 2017, Mueller knew they are all in trouble and needed Rosenstein to amend these orders dictating what he can investigate, again. So, what was the big problem for Mueller? Well, and you're going to love this. We know Mueller was hired by Rosenstein and the deep state rats, like his best buddy James Comey, to get Trump impeached and to cover their tracks and crimes of colluding with Russia and spying on Trump. Once FBI attorney Lisa Page and her boyfriend FBI agent Peter Strzok found out in August 2017 that their boss Andy McCabe had lied and Inspector General Michael Horowitz was coming for them, they both flipped, and that's why they have not yet been fired. They are cooperating witnesses. Mueller is then frantic. He must get Rosenstein to amend his scope of investigative powers for one reason, namely, they are too broad and will lead to the real culprits, his friends who did hire retired MI6 agent Christopher Steele to get salacious dirt from Russians to set up Trump. At that point, Mueller knows some of the rats have jumped ship and are talking. The conservative Treehouse reports, Mueller wasn't asking Rosenstein to expand the focus of the endeavor, Team Mueller was asking Rosenstein to narrow the focus of their investigation. Why would Team Mueller be asked to narrow the focus? They go on, because Inspector General Michael Horowitz just informed them of his discovery of the conspiracy behind the DOJ and FBI plan against Donald Trump. On July 20, 2017, IG Horowitz gets the page, Sejak text messages. Horowitz informs Mueller there is evidence of a conspiracy evident within his own team. That had to be an OSHT moment for the deep state rats, and for Robert Mueller. Quickly, the investigative team needs Rosenstein to narrow the investigation. The last thing the special counsel team needed was an open door to investigate corrupt officials within their own ideological ranks. Lord knows where that would end up. On August 2, 2017, Rosenstein does exactly that. We, the public, and President Trump did not find this out until yesterday, thanks to Manafort's attorneys compelling Mueller to turn over Rosenstein's new orders. Of course, Rosenstein has the new orders all partially redacted so we cannot see exactly what they say, but we know enough that it's highly suspicious for a new set of rules to be given to a special counsel months later. It's plain crazy, as investigative journalists Brian York, Andrew McCarthy, and Sarah Carter all point out. Rosenstein is as dirty as they come. He has been working in concert with Mueller to cover up crimes committed by the deep state rats against President Donald Trump all along. Trump should fire Mueller and Rosenstein, now. I don't care if the Democrats go nuts. Let them. This witch hunt is out of control, and it's costing us millions of dollars. I'm glad the president is fuming. It's time to shut it down and go after every one of those deep state rats. Either we are a country of law and order or we are one of the banana republics. This is America, for God's sake. It's time to exterminate these rats, once and for all.